Viewers, prepare yourselves for a tale of ambition so grand it makes our modern quest for all the data look rather quaint. Imagine, if you will, a world without Google, without Wikipedia, heck, even without a reliable public library. A truly dark age for the curious mind, wouldn't you agree? But then, after the colossal conquests of Alexander, a new era dawned, specifically in the bustling, sun-drenched city of Alexandria, Egypt. Here, two pharaohs, father and son, Ptolemy I, Soter, and Ptolemy II, Philadelphus, harbored a dream so audacious it verged on the divine. Their vision? To gather every single book ever written, every scroll, every piece of wisdom under one magnificent roof. Not just a library, mind you, but a true universal brain, an ancient Google centuries ahead of its time, an entire city dedicated to thought. They dispatched agents far and wide, scouring every port and market, buying, borrowing, even outright confiscating any text. Ships arriving had their scrolls copied before originals were returned. Talk about copyright infringement with pharaonic flair. This monumental collection grew to hundreds of thousands of scrolls. It wasn't just storage, it was a vibrant research institute, a think tank where the greatest Hellenistic minds converged. An astonishing testament to collective knowledge, a shining beacon, all thanks to a very expensive dream. The ancient world's grand libraries. Not just dusty shelves, but intellectual powerhouses. How did they amass such staggering collections? Imagine building the internet, but entirely out of papyrus scrolls. It wasn't just add to cart. First, the shopping spree method. Wealthy patrons and ambitious rulers dispatched agents across the known world. Buy every book, every scroll, every epic poem. Entire private libraries, painstakingly curated, were snapped up. Picture a high-stakes antiquarian auction, more donkeys, less Wi-Fi, a relentless pursuit of knowledge through sheer economic might. Then, the innovative approach, famously by the Ptolemies for Alexandria's Great Library. Any ship in port was subject to a peculiar customs inspection. Every scroll aboard was borrowed. Yes, borrowed, not politely. Originals whisked away, meticulously copied by scribes. Copies returned to bewildered merchants. Precious originals joined Alexandria's hallowed collection. A grand, audacious intellectual appropriation, ensuring Alexandria became the unrivaled ancient web, a repository of humanity's every written thought. A cunning, if ethically flexible strategy for an economic empire. The Library of Alexandria. More than a colossal bookshelf, an intellectual powerhouse. Imagine ancient minds, not staring at phones, but poring over papyrus scrolls, illuminating knowledge's frontiers. First, Euclid, the venerable geometrician. Before him, geometry was a tangled yarn. With his Elements, Euclid snipped knots, laying axioms and theorems so clear they've underpinned mathematics for millennia. From pyramids to pixels, his legacy endures. Next, Eratosthenes, a man of grand vision. Not just mapping, he measured Earth's circumference with astonishing accuracy, using shadows and simple geometry, a global perspective. He even coined geography, a true pioneer, proving our world a sphere. And don't forget Hypatia, brilliant mathematician, astronomer, philosopher, in a world often unwelcoming to female scholars. She refined astronomical models, commented on Euclidean geometry, taught legions. Hypatia, a shining light, a testament, intellect knows no gender. These aren't just names in dusty tomes, they were architects of our understanding, laying foundations for our modern scientific edifice. A truly stellar cast, wouldn't you agree? Good day, history buffs and digital archaeologists. Sir Chuckleton here, ready to unearth some truly ancient data. We envision servers as humming, blinking racks, but I propose a more organic alternative, the humble papyrus scroll. Imagine the Library of Alexandria, Not just wisdom's grand repository, but the world's first true data center. These scrolls, meticulously copied, were antiquity's gigabytes, fragile yet potent vessels of knowledge. Their challenges mirrored ours. How do you catalog 1,000,000 scrolls? Callimachus of Cyrene, chief librarian, became the world's first serious database administrator, indexing every single one. Preservation was a nightmare. Humidity, pests, material impermanence. Every damaged scroll, a corrupted file, a lost historical segment. And information overload wasn't a modern invention. Ancients grappled with sifting through data for truth, just as we do. So next time you see a book, remember its lineage, a direct descendant of those incredible, fragile, ancient data servers. The quest to store, organize, and retrieve information is as old as civilization itself. Fascinating, isn't it? Ah, the Library of Alexandria, a global brain, a marvel of scrolls. But even a colossus crumbles. Its decline wasn't a sudden blaze, but a slow, insidious dimming, like a fading tech giant. Political instability gnawed first. Empires around its hallowed walls shifted. Patrons wavered. Conquests chipped at funding, focus. Scholars grew wary. Then, intellectual stagnation. Vibrant inquiry curdled. Discoveries dwindled, replaced by endless commentary. Knowledge became preservation, not innovation, a rare species. Changing scholarly trends played their part. New intellectual hubs emerged. Why Alexandria when Athens or Byzantium offered fresh thought? Knowledge, like a river, finds new channels. Finally, philosophical and religious shifts. New dogmas viewed inquiry with suspicion. Questions challenging beliefs were less welcome. Curiosity, its bedrock, became a liability. So, no single catastrophe, but a confluence. Political turmoil, intellectual lethargy, economic strain, and a changing climate. Alexandria's library didn't burn. It simply faded, a monument eroding under history's relentless tide. Who burned the internet? A dramatic query about the Library of Alexandria's demise. We envision history's greatest knowledge hub, ablaze. But the truth, my history sleuths, is far more nuanced, less cinematic. Myth points to Julius Caesar. 48 BCE, his ships torched in Alexandria's harbor. Fire spread. Did it reach the Great Library? Historians suggest a warehouse or annex of scrolls near the docks was hit, not the main institution. A loss, yes, but not all knowledge. Think a server farm losing hard drives. Next, the Christian angle. Theophilus, 391 CE. He destroyed pagan temples, including the Serapeum, a branch library. A deliberate act, zeal-driven, scrolls destroyed, but not the primary library, already in decline. What about Caliph Omar, 642 CE? The tale? His general, Amr, asked about scrolls. Omar supposedly replied, if they agree with the Quran, superfluous. If they contradict, heretical. Burn them. Chilling, but this story appears centuries later. Likely fabrication. No evidence. The library, in any grand sense, probably didn't exist then. The real culprit? Not a single villain. It was slow decline, underfunding, neglect, purges, censorship, apathy, fragile papyrus. Imagine a public library, decaying, books gone, staff gone, roof leaking, until one day, it's simply gone. No epic inferno, just a quiet fade. A sadder truth, but truer. Who burned the internet? Not an arsonist, but time, indifference, and 1,000 tiny cuts.
The Library of Alexandria, a beacon of ancient knowledge, a monumental repository, a colossal Google of its day. Imagine, if you will, every scroll, every papyrus, every whisper of human intellect gathered under one roof. Its loss? A tragedy of epic proportions, a cultural wound that echoes through millennia. Historians still debate the exact cause: fire, neglect, shifting political sands. But the outcome was clear: an irreplaceable void. Centuries of learning vanished. Now, fast forward to our gleaming digital age. We boast of infinite storage, instant access, a global brain at our fingertips. But are we truly immune to Alexandria's fate? Consider link rot, the insidious decay of web addresses, making once accessible information vanish into the digital ether. Or contemplate the sheer volume of data, terabytes upon terabytes of tweets, forums, academic papers, and cat videos. How much of it is truly archived? How much is fleeting, reliant on the whims of server farms or company profits? What about the proprietary formats, the obsolescence of software, the constant migration headaches? Our digital scrolls are far more fragile than ancient papyrus, dependent on an intricate, ever-changing technological ecosystem. The Library of Alexandria teaches us a stark, enduring lesson. Knowledge, however vast, is never truly safe. It requires active, conscious preservation, a constant vigil against the forces of entropy, neglect, and even accidental deletion. So as we revel in our digital abundance, let us not forget the echoes of Alexandria. Let us be diligent curators, ensuring our collective memory, our shared wisdom, doesn't crumble into a forgotten abyss, a new kind of link rot for the ages.
And so we arrive at the profound legacy of these ancient bastions of learning. Though the Grand Library of Alexandria, in its physical form, may have succumbed to time's relentless march, its spirit, dear friends, was far from extinguished. Like a phoenix, knowledge rose from its ashes, inspiring countless institutions globally, from medieval universities to today's digital archives, each a testament to humanity's insatiable curiosity. Consider the meticulous cataloging, the ambitious pursuit of universal wisdom, the very concept of a public repository for all human thought. These were seeds sown by Alexandrian scholars. They understood that knowledge, though fragile, is the most potent force for progress. Our libraries, our internet, our schools, all echoes of that ancient quest. But let us not forget the precariousness. History reminds us that wisdom's pursuit is an ongoing, vulnerable endeavor. Fires, conflicts, neglect, these threats persist. Yet humanity, driven to understand, innovate, and transcend, continues its enduring quest. We are in essence all librarians of the human story, continually collecting, preserving, and expanding the grand narrative of understanding. What a magnificent, if sometimes messy, journey it is!